Welcome to all. In this class, we'll discuss about first unit, a topic in first unit of transmission line theory, that is reflection on a line not terminated in Z naught, reflection coefficient, calculation of current, voltage, power delivered, deficiency of transmission line, reflection factor, and reflection loss. So, considering the reflection on a line not terminated in Z naught, previously we have discussed that if a line is terminated in Z naught, there will not be any reflections at all. That means all the wave, incident wave will be observed. Okay, so but if there is no proper impedance, that is, if the line is not terminated in Z naught, then there will be reflections occur. How these reflections occur? So let us see. So from the general solution, this is the general solution of a transmission line which you have derived. So here, considering these two equations, here S is the distance measured from the receiving end and rated positive. Okay, ER and IR are the voltage and current at the receiving end, and ZR is the impedance at the receiving end. Z0 is a characteristic impedance. So here two components, first component and second component. First component varies exponentially with positive S, and the negative and the second component varies exponentially with negative S. Okay, so two components, first varies with positive S and the second varies exponentially with negative S. So here these are the two components. So the first component which varies exponentially with plus S is called the incident wave, which flows from the sending end to the receiving end. So incident wave which flows from the sending end to the receiving end. So E1, break this is E1 and E2. E1 equal to ER into ZR plus Z0 by 2 ZR e power gamma S, which is the incident voltage, and similarly incident current wave. Okay, so for the S is minimum at the receiving end, this is S equal to 0 at the receiving end. At distance you are measuring from the receiving end. So S equal to 0 at the receiving end and maximum at the sending end. Such a wave which flows from sending end to the receiving end with decreasing amplitude. So here the amplitude decreases from the sending end to the receiving end, the amplitude decreases. So this is called the incident wave. And the second component varies exponentially with minus S. It flows from the receiving end towards the sending end. Such a wave which flows from the receiving end towards the sending end with decreasing amplitude. With again decreasing amplitude is called the reflected wave. So here we consider as E2. Here e power minus gamma S, reflected voltage wave and reflected current wave. So the total instantaneous voltage or current at any point is the phase or sum of voltage or current of the incident and the reflected waves. Both waves will be there, incident and the reflected waves. So consider for an open circuit scenario. So consider open circuit impedance. So ZR equal to infinity. So for an open circuit means the receiver impedance is infinite. So at S equal to 0, here substitute S equal to 0. So substitute S equal to 0 here. Substitute in this expression for S1, substitute S equal to 0. So this term will become 1, and also here we have considered ZR equal to infinity. Divide by SR. On numerator and denominator we will be having ER into 1 plus Z0 by ZR. So this Z0 by ZR term, there is here will become Z0 by ZR. So ZR equal to infinity. 1 by infinity is 0. So this term will be 0. So here we have ER by ER by 2. Okay, so E1 equal to ER by 2 and similarly E2 equal to ER by 2. So this diagram shows instantaneous voltage waves for open circuit line. This is the voltage wave and this is the current wave. So voltage same at the receiving end, open circuit voltage, and incident wave and the reflected wave same, but consider the open circuit current waveform, this equal and opposite. This is incident wave and this is the reflected wave. So next, if ZR equal to Z0, there will not be any reflected waves. Such a line is uniform line and there is no, or smooth line, and there is no discontinuity existing to send the reflected wave back along the line. So also the infinite line with S equal to infinity also has no reflected waves. So either finite line with ZR equal to Z0 or infinite line has no reflected waves. So the waves travel smoothly along the line and the energy is absorbed in the load Z0 without any reflected wave. Such a line is called the smooth line. Next we will discuss about the reflection coefficient. It is defined as the ratio of reflected voltage or current to the incident voltage or current. Ratio of reflected voltage to incident voltage. So reflected voltage at load to incident voltage at load, and it is given by ZR minus Z0 by ZR plus ZR. Let us derive this equation. So we have derived previously E2, this is the expression for E2 and this is the expression for E1. where E1 is the incident wave and E2 is the reflected wave. So it is a ratio, K is a ratio of reflected by incident. So divide E2 by E1. So dividing E2 by E1, we are arriving at, so 2 will be cancelled, ER and ER will be cancelled. So we are arriving at the expression for reflection coefficient as K equal to ZR minus Z0 by ZR plus Z0. So remember, this is the expression for reflection coefficient, and it's the magnitude of the reflection coefficient lies between 0 and 1. These are the points to be considered with respect to reflection coefficient. When ZR equal to Z0, K equal to 0. So when the impedance, receiver impedance is equal to the characteristic impedance, the reflection coefficient is 0. That means no reflection. When ZR equal to 0, that is when the line is short circuited, apply ZR equal to 0. So here you have minus Z0 by Z0 or minus 1. So short circuit minus 1, that means one angle is 180 degree. That means reflection is maximum. So if the reflection is maximum, okay, 1 means reflection is maximum, 0 means reflection is minimum, no reflection at all. So now you substitute for open circuit ZR equal to infinity. Substitute ZR equal to infinity. Divide numerator and denominator by ZR. So 1 minus Z0 by ZR. So 1 ZR equal to infinity means the second term will become 0. K equal to 1. Angle is 0. Okay, K equal to 1, angle is 0. That means reflection is maximum. Again, for K equal to 1, the reflection is maximum. K ranges in magnitude from 0 to 1 and the phase angle ranges from 0 to 180 degree. The sign of K and hence the polarity of the reflected wave is dependent on angles and magnitudes of Z0 and ZR. Now let us derive the input impedance in terms of Z0 and K. Input impedance, already we have derived expression for input impedance. Now we are going to derive input impedance in terms of the reflection coefficient. So this is the equation we have already derived. And for tan H gamma L, we can replace it with e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L by e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L. Substitute in this for instead of tan H gamma L, you replace it with this. So now taking LCM, you will arrive at this. And then e power gamma L, take e power gamma L outside. ZR plus Z0 into e power plus e power minus gamma L. Take e power minus gamma L outside. So we will be arriving at this equation. And then divide by ZR plus Z0. So divide by ZR plus Z0. So you will be arriving at this equation. So what is ZR minus Z0 by ZR plus Z0? This is K. So the input impedance is related to the characteristic impedance and the reflection coefficient with the expression Zs equal to Z0 into e power gamma L plus K e power minus gamma L divided by e power gamma L minus K e power minus gamma L. So if you are given reflection coefficient and the propagation constants, you will be able to find the input impedance. Considering the reflection factor and reflection loss, reflection factor is the ratio of current actually flowing in the load. What is the actual current flows through the load to the current which might flow under matched conditions. So with consider unmatched condition, what is the current flowing now? What is the ratio of the current flowing in the load to the current which might flow under matched condition? So that is the reflection factor small k, and it is denoted by small k. So it is given by magnitude of 2 root Z1 Z2 by Z1 plus Z2. Z1 is the impedance at source end and Z2 is the impedance at load end. Similarly, reflection loss is defined as the number of Nepers or decibels by which the current in the load under matched conditions would exceed the current actually flowing in the load. So how much the current exceeds under matched conditions than the current actually flowing in the load. So the reflection loss is given by logarithmic of Z1 plus Z2 by 2 root Z1 Z2 Nepers, or in dB it is 20 log Z1 plus Z2 by 2 root Z1 Z2 in dB. And let insertion loss. How do you define insertion loss? So this is reflection loss. Insertions. No, we are inserting the transmission line. So PR dash is the power delivered to load when a generator is directly connected to load. So that is the PR dash. PR is the power delivered to load when a line or network is inserted between the generator and the load. So two powers. Power, PR is a power with transmission line, and PR dash is the power when load and generator are directly connected. So the insertion loss is given by 10 log PR dash by PR in decibels. And coming to the current, voltage, power and efficiency of transmission. So already we have direct expressions for current, voltage, and received power is given by ER, IR, cos of angle between ER and IR. And sending power is given by ES, IS, cos of angle between ES and IS, that is sending end voltage and sending end current. So the efficiency is given by ratio of received power to sending power in terms of percentage. So with this we have coming to the end. Thank you.